everybody. Welcome back. I'm glad you could join us here for The Real Happy Ending with Chuck Henson. I'm so excited to talk about the Global Synchronization event. Did you do it? Did you participate? It was Saturday at 1 o'clock. It was the time when it was determined that this was all going to happen. And I want to share my experience with it. So if you follow me on social media, you saw the video that I posted yesterday, or rather on Saturday, with me sitting on my massage table, my eyes closed, just breathing and chanting. I was participating in the Great Global Synchronization. In the video, I asked this question: did the universe hear us? Well, today we're going to talk about why I believe the answer is a resounding yes, and how that resonance is the key to your own happy ending. Okay, I know some of you might be thinking, okay, Chuck, that's just 4 words. How does chanting in a room by myself actually change anything? Well, let's look at this through the lens of quantum physics. In the quantum world, nothing is actually solid. Everything, from the stars to the cells in your body, is made of vibrating fields of energy. Think of the world like a massive, silent lake. Most of the time, the surface is going to be choppy because we're all throwing in different stones into it, our stress, our anger, our individual noise. That's all incoherence. But during a synchronization event like we had this weekend, we're not just throwing random stones. We are millions of people dropping the exact same stone at the exact same time. And in physics, that's called constructive interference. When waves of the same frequency meet, they don't just add up, they multiply. They create a power wave of coherence. We were telling the universe, this is the frequency we choose to live in. And because we did it together, we created a signal so loud that the quantum field had no choice but to vibrate in sympathy with us. This is the science of why your 5 minutes matters. You know, when we do something like that, we're literally syncing up our thoughts and our voices with people all around the world. And you may be thinking, how does my voice, wherever you are, sync up with someone in a village in, say, Portugal or a town in Mexico at the exact same moment? Well, this is where it gets really fun, because in physics, we call this quantum entanglement. Einstein famously called it spooky action at a distance. Essentially, entanglement proves that once 2 particles have been connected, they remain linked across any distance. If you change the status of one, the other changes instantly, faster than the speed of light. When millions of us move into the same intentional state at once, we are essentially entangling our consciousness. We aren't just a bunch of individuals, we become a single global network. Distance becomes an illusion. When we chanted those 4 words, we were creating a massive entanglement web of peace that stretches across oceans and borders. We weren't just wishing for peace elsewhere. Because of the entanglement, we were bringing that peace here and there simultaneously. We were literally proving that we truly never walk alone. You know, part of staying in that synchronized state is finding rhythm in every day. For me, that's baking. I've really become quite the aficionado in the kitchen when it comes to baking. There is a tactile resonance in making pie dough, which I did on Saturday from scratch. The temperature of the butter, the weight of the flour. It's a ground level way to keep that peace alive in your own home every day. All right, let's get into the clinical side of things for a little bit. Now, today, I want to talk about a very common postural short circuit. It's called lower cross syndrome. Now, if you've spent a lot of time sitting, whether it's behind a desk or in a car, your body starts to adapt in a way that is structurally noisy. Have you been on a long car ride and you get out of the car at a rest stop, and the minute you try to straighten up, oh, yeah, I've done that many times myself. Well, here's what's happening. Your hip flexors and your lower back muscles become chronically tight and overactive at the same time. Because of that tension, your glutes and your abdominal muscles literally turn off or become inhibited. You'll notice your pelvis will tilt forward. Your lower back's going to arch excessively, and suddenly you're dealing with chronic low back pain that just won't quit. So, how do we fix the frequency? Well, in my practice here in Inverness, we don't just rub where it hurts. We have to go to the source. Now, that often means deep, targeted work on the psoas and the iliacus, those deep hip flexors, to reset the pelvis. When we release that deep-seated tension, something incredible happens. The parasympathetic shift. You see, when your body is stuck in that X pattern of tension, your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight mode. It's loud, it's stressful, and it's exhausting. By clinically addressing these muscle imbalances, I'm going to signal your brain that it's safe to move into the rest and digest state. That's going to be the exact moment when your internal quantum environment shifts from chaos to calm. That's when the real healing, the real happy ending actually begins. At my practice, I don't want to just tell you what's wrong and fix it on the table. I want to give you some tools to start fixing it right now. Now, if you're feeling that X pattern of tension in your hips and low back, here's your 30-second reset. It's called the half kneeling hip flexor stretch. I want you to find a comfortable spot on the floor, maybe a rug or a yoga mat. Kneel on your right knee with your left foot flat on the floor in front of you, like you're proposing. Here's the key. Now tuck your tailbone. Don't just lean forward. Engage your right glute. Squeeze it tightly and then gently shift your hips forward until you feel that deep, steady pull in the front of that right hip. You're going to hold that for 30 seconds while breathing deeply, and by doing that, you're going to manually interrupt the lower cross signal. You're telling those tight muscles to let go and then giving your glutes permission to wake up. It's a small synchronization that yields a big result for your posture. All right, let's get into the neighborhood watch part of the show, where I'm going to look at what's happening in the wellness industry. Today's topic is going to be something that's been bothering me for quite a while. It's the membership trap. Now, I have a membership program at Chuck Henson Wellness, and we'll talk about the difference between what I offer and what I'm going to talk about today. We've all seen them, those big box massage franchises in every strip mall. They draw you in with that low introductory rate, and then they want to lock you down into a monthly deal. Now, on the surface, consistency in massage is a great thing, but here's the reality. Those models often turn healing into a commodity. Here's what I mean. When a therapist is forced to see 6, 7, 8 clients a day at 50-minute hours, the clinical focus disappears. You're not getting a session that's tailored to the muscles you need to address. You're getting a standardized sequence designed to fit a timer. Now, in my practice, I do offer memberships, but it's just a pure discount program. It's 20% off what the normal rate would be. It locks in month to month. If you don't use it, I move it to the next month. I'm not here to take anyone's money. I want to make you feel better. I also don't limit my sessions to 50 minutes means an hour. You're going to get your full hour. You're probably going to get more than your full hour. I have been known to not want to stop. If I don't have anyone after you, I just would probably rather keep going. I believe your real happy ending requires a therapist who isn't burned out and a session that isn't dictated by a corporate script. True wellness requires an independent clinical eye that treats you as a person, not a line item on a monthly statement. Now, if you're tired of being just another body on a table, it's time to rethink where you're putting your energy. Boy, we covered a lot today, from the global pulse of peace to the literal pulse in your hip flexors, whether you're chanting with millions or just stretching in your living room. Remember, you're in control of the frequency. Now, if you're in the area here in Citrus County, Florida, or anywhere close by, ready for a massage that actually listens to your body, reach out. Let's find your resonance together. I'm Chuck Henson. This has been The Real Happy Ending with Chuck Henson. Peace, love, unity, and respect. I'll see you soon on my table.